Since the start of this world, everything has been constantly moving forward. As human beings, we have, as a whole, created many advancements and will continue to make many more in the future. One day, however, all of this may come to an end. One of you on Twitter recently requested that I discuss some of the topics talked about on a website called exitmundi.nl that goes into detail with the many ways the world could end. I figured I'd go over a few of the ways the world could end at any given moment, and see how you guys like this. If this is well received, then maybe I'll make more videos discussing things from the websites. So, admittedly, this first scenario wouldn't cause the end of the entire world, but it would do a significant amount of damage to the US. Near the African shore lies an island called La Palma. On this island is a volcano known as the Cumbre Vieja. This volcano is still active, but hasn't erupted since 1971. Due to previous eruptions of this volcano, if it erupts at some other point in the future, it may cause a colossal chunk of the island to break off and fall into the Atlantic Ocean. This occurrence would cause a massive tsunami around 650 meters or 2,000 feet tall, and it would move at a speed of over 700 kilometers or 400 miles per hour straight toward the US East Coast. Everyone on the East Coast would hear news of what is going on, and all scramble to evacuate before being destroyed by the tsunami. They would have about 8 hours before the tsunami reaches the coast. After those 8 hours, the water at the shore would begin to recede, revealing the ocean floor for hundreds of feet ahead. Then, the wave would finally reach the US, towering hundreds of feet high and crashing into the land, destroying everything in its path. Finally, all the water from the wave would get sucked back into the ocean, pulling everything it destroyed with it. The whole East Coast would be devastated. If you think that a scenario like that isn't possible, then think again, because stuff like this actually has happened before several times in history. 2 million years ago, a rock 10 times as big as Mount Everest broke off Hawaii and created a tsunami hundreds of feet high. 80,000 years ago, a big chunk of Cape Verde Island broke off and created a massive tsunami that wiped out the west coast of Africa. And only 4,000 years ago, the Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean snapped in half and created a mega tsunami that slammed into the coast of Australia hours later. The scenario I just described here actually almost happened in 1949. The Cumbre Vieja volcano erupted, and the weaker half of the La Palma Island dropped down 4 meters, but then stopped. If it didn't stop, then a mega tsunami would have taken out the East Coast then. If for some reason the island can't withstand the next eruption, then the East Coast could be in a lot of trouble. Every day, somewhere out in the universe, a massive explosion is caused by a gamma ray burst. A gamma ray burst is caused by a star being devoured by a black hole from within. What follows in the star's final moments are the black hole shooting out a massive amount of energy at near light speed. These are called gamma bursts, and the amount of energy emitted from them is the same amount of energy that the sun would emit in its entire lifetime. Fortunately, these explosions haven't occurred in our galaxy for a really, really long time, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. There's a star in our galaxy known as Eta Carinae that has the potential to go through the process described and result in a gamma ray burst at any time. Luckily, this gamma ray won't actually harm us because the star is pointed away from us. However, someday we might encounter a star just like this that's pointed at us. If this were to happen to us, a massive amount of gamma and X-rays would hit the Earth, burning right through the atmosphere, setting fire to forests, boiling bodies of water, and totally wiping out everything on the side of the Earth that was facing the blast. As for the side of the Earth facing away from the blast, it would suffer just as terrible of a fate. A gigantic shockwave would travel across the Earth as a huge wall of fire annihilates everything in its path. Most, if not all life on Earth would be gone. Although the chances of an event like this occurring soon may not seem very likely, we really don't know when a gamma burst could hit us. It could happen any day, really. The only star that has ever been observed in our solar system is the Sun. However, every once in a while, another star will pass through our solar system. If one of these stars happens to be a dead star, then that would become a black hole. The scary thing about this happening is that we would have no idea if it was approaching because we wouldn't really be able to see it. The only evidence of the black hole approaching would be the orbits of the planets changing and other things in our solar system acting strangely. Once the black hole finally reaches us, the Earth would be pulled away from its orbit and sucked right into the black hole within a second. The Earth would be stretched out into a thread of zero thickness, and the atoms that everyone is made of would be torn to pieces as the black hole sucks everything into nothingness. We'd all be gone instantly. Although a lot of these scenarios seem pretty unlikely, it's still a bit unnerving knowing that any of these could happen any day now. So what do you guys think of this? Should I discuss more scenarios like this from exitmundi.nl, or should I leave it at this? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.